The first episode Mike ever appeared in, back in season 2, was when the character of Jane died. The original idea was for Saul Goodman to come and clean up the death scene. And we could not get Bob Odenkirk. He wasn't available then. He had other things he needed to be doing here in Los Angeles. Couldn't make it out to Albuquerque.
Yeah. Tell him I'm in conference.
Bob Odenkirk, who is, as soon as I say his name, it makes me smile, it makes me laugh. Bob's terrific, but he was not available.
Sit tight. I know who to call.
So we created the character of Mike the Cleaner for that episode.
Saul Goodman sent me.
I'm watching auditions, all these wonderful actors auditioning for the part of Mike, and I see Jonathan Banks.
Vince and Tom Schnoz had been big Wise Guy fans from 1,000 years ago.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this is the guy from Wise Guy, one of my very favorite shows during college.
I gotta say, Jonathan Banks, and I told him this early on, was kind of one of the guys in a way when I was in high school that I looked at and said, wow, if that guy can be on TV, maybe I can too, you know? And what I meant by that is that when I was growing up, a lot of TV was still very TVQ-ish. It was down, everyone was like, you know, everyone was really flashy and kind of, you know, Love Boat and Fantasy Island, you know what I'm saying? And he was one of the first guys I saw on TV in Wise Guy who was a guy.
Mike the Cleaner, thereafter to be known as Mike Ehrmantraut, has become yet another integral character to Breaking Bad.
Mike fit well. Mike and I got up together. Mike and I had a good time together.
Say it, please. I woke up, I found her, that's all I know.
We all want to be Mike. Come on, Mike fixes things. Mike's there. Mike does it.
Ain't tough. You're in the home stretch.
As we went into season 5, we knew we had the story of Mike to wrap up. We ended season 4 with Mike down in a little MASH hospital down in the Mexican desert where he had been recuperating from a gunshot wound.
It's Gustavo. He's dead.
We knew we would see Mike again. We knew we had to play out his story.
After Gus's death, it was like, why would he stick around and work with Walter White, especially someone he just did not respect?
Son of a bitch!
Somebody he was going to put a bullet in this guy's head and just never think about him.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold up, hold up! Get out of my way, kid! Mike, wait a minute, all right? Let him talk. Let him talk. I am done listening to this asshole talk.
Having his money taken away was the horrible solution.
He's not impressed, Comey. Perhaps he's picturing all that money going bye-bye.
He wants to leave a legacy for his family, just like Walt does. I mean, this is where he's connected with Walter White, and they both want to leave something behind and make all this shit that they've gone through, make it mean something.
You still plan to move forward?
Yes, we do.
I've reconsidered. I'm in.
I loved his awareness of what a dark pit he had taken himself into, and he's aware of it.
Jonathan is such a great guy, he's a fantastic actor, but he was also a great fit for the show. His personality, one of a gruff exterior, he is such a pussycat inside.
Jonathan Banks is so much fun to work with, and he is an intimidating guy. He's a friendly guy, and he's a dad, and he's a funny guy, but he's got a kind of heavy weight air to him.
Mike, I'm extending you.
Uh-huh. Now that we're all together, here are the ground rules.
And he was genuinely scary. When he stares you down, he's in the role. He's completely in it.
I don't tell you how to mix your chemicals and whatnot, and you do not tell me how to take care of business. Is that absolutely clear?
What did I enjoy most about working with Jonathan Banks? Everything.
These days, chances of getting a new methamphetamine hookup is rare, man. It's like Bigfoot, like unicorn rare.
Kid, you're giving me heartburn here.
He's brilliant. He's loud, aggressive, but just a lovable beast that would do anything for you.
Kid, just look out for yourself.
We kind of knew early on we had some juicy drama in the works. We knew we had to play out these two characters, these two very strong, willful characters.
Mike, hold on. Okay, Mr. White's got an idea.
Count to 3.
Mike, I'm serious. It's a great idea. Look, you get your $5 million, we both do it, and he gets his methamphetamine, all right? Just hear him out.
These are two really strong, willful guys, Walt and Mike, and you need to play it out such that only one guy is left. At least, certainly that's the way Walt sees the world. He's got to be the king. There can be no other.
Vince and I were at Aaron's engagement party on a cool night, I think in February. And I went, Vince, do you think that you could quit talking about the fucking hors d'oeuvres and we could talk about my career for a minute? That's when I learned. So I knew what was going to happen.
When his last few days on the show came, he was a marshmallow. He was weeping and genuinely sad that this came to an end.
God, when I found out he was gonna go, it was just, it was very hard on me. I love that man, on and off set.
You know, it's funny because we were running out of daylight. There was a lot going on. It was really, really a lot going on. And Michael Slovis, everybody else going, we're losing the light, we're losing the light, we're losing the light. And here is my moment of contemplative death by the river. And holding on to that as an actor, just trying to do justice to that character. That was, it wasn't easy that day.
I'm sorry, Mike. This whole thing could have been avoided.
Shut the fuck up.
Let me die in peace.
And I didn't know that Michael Slovis had that camera back up on the hill so that when Mike just collapses, he goes over. And it was so exactly the right thing to do, I think.
There's a sadness at the heart of Mike that always spoke to me. I miss Mike's character now, I gotta tell you. I always liked writing for Mike.
My idea for Mike is that he retires to Spain, that he goes to the Costa Blanca, and he lives with a beautiful Spanish woman, and listens to jazz at 2 o'clock in the morning on summer nights on a coastal town. You know, that's how I see Mike. But that didn't happen.